It has been a week since heavy rain and severe storms swept through the state of Indiana, leading to devastating flooding. And here we are 1 week later, and recovery efforts are ramping up. The city of Noblesville, one of the communities still cleaning up damage left behind. Thanks for inviting us in. At 6 o'clock, Anne Marie has tonight off. Leaders at the local, state, and federal level are now coming together, making sure that Hoosiers have the support they need. Jenna Webster joins us live tonight at 6 from Noblesville with more from Governor Braun on what this road to recovery will look like. Jenna?
Well, Scott, it is safe to say that it will be long and it will be expensive. Tonight, Governor Braun is estimating that the cost of the state is going to far exceed $5 million. And just take a listen to this number that the Noblesville mayor gave us this afternoon. He is estimating right now that the damage here alone in Noblesville is north of $10 million. So the Noblesville mayor, Chris Jensen, says that is the number that they just submitted today from their damage assessments as part of the state's request for a major disaster declaration. We're also learning the Indiana Department of Homeland Security and FEMA just finished their joint preliminary damage assessment today. That's kind of that first step to collect information needed to request that major disaster declaration. So the Governor Braun is saying in the next day or two, the state will be ready to send that request in, which will help unlock federal money for residents. Right now, teams are still going door to door, documenting damage to homes, businesses, roads, and bridges. That all gets sent county by county to the federal government for approval of that major disaster declaration.
They'll look to see if it reaches the threshold, and we'll be very attentive to making sure if it's close, we get the benefit of the doubt. Depending on the extent of it, it can take up to a week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, depending on the complexity of it. We're going to be urging for them to take the information and give us an indication quickly.
We're also learning tonight more than 20,000 people have already applied for the state's Disaster Relief Assistance Fund. That's the $5,000 you can get by calling 211. And tonight the governor says he'd be surprised if we did not get this federal aid, but he says they're also going to be looking at all of our damage, comparing it to other historic events like Hurricane Katrina, for example. But again, if they do decide to approve that federal money, it could be another week or 3 weeks before we even know the answer to that.
All right, Jenna Webster reporting live from Noblesville. Thanks so much for that update. Well, we have certainly seen hundreds of Hoosiers dedicate their time and resources helping all the victims of the flooding. In Noblesville, a group of teachers, moms, and business leaders got together to set up what they're calling a community tent. This is in the city's southwest quadrant. They filled it with food, cold drinks, and cleaning supplies. Some volunteers are even washing dirty clothes from victims.
I think everyone who lives in Noblesville knows that it's a special place and it's full of great people, but to see that in action when you need it most has been just a really awe-inspiring experience for all of us.
One of the businesses there, Chapter Book Lounge, started a flood relief fund. That money is paying for a dumpster and gift cards, and then some of the money will be donated to Serve Village, Hamilton County's official resource center. Tonight at 6, we're also getting an update on efforts to restore the power to thousands of people in northwest Indiana. These outages have lasted more than a week since the storms hit the region. Some outages may continue for several more days. Logan Gay's in studio with me tonight with the story. Logan?
Yes, Scott, it's been more than a week since the storms knocked out power across northwest Indiana. And Gary continues to have most of its residents impacted, with the largest concentration of outages in the region. The city is working with NIPSCO as crews continue making repairs. But full power restoration now isn't expected until next Tuesday. The city says it's focused on helping the 22,000 people in Gary who are still without power. As NIPSCO works on restoration, the city says they'll continue pushing for updates as crews work to restore electricity. And today, Governor Braun said the state is also working to try and speed things up.
It's getting down to the stuff that's tougher to reconnect. And so hopefully, that was going to be done by the weekend. We've asked them to pick up the pace. We're even going to put more state assets up here.
And as of 11 this morning, NISCO said there were still some 63,500 people without power across all of Northwest Indiana. And tonight, Scott, we'll hear from Gary's fire chief about what they plan to do, how they're helping the citizens, and what's next for them as they continue to deal with this just tragic flooding there.
Right, and it's been so long since they've had electricity. We'll see you tonight at 11.
See you
Logan,
tonight.
thanks so much. Angela?
Scott, we have dry conditions across central Indiana, much needed dry conditions, and more dry weather than stormy weather in the 7-day forecast, and that is some much needed good news. A couple of pop-up showers south of Fort Wayne, otherwise a mix of sun and clouds all across central Indiana. We'll take you into the northern part of our area into Bunker Hill. Some sunshine, some clouds. This is one area that had a sprinkle with some of the thicker clouds earlier today. Looks great over Morris Reservoir as well. Temperatures running in the upper 70s and low 80s. We'll take you into Bloomington over the IU campus. Some sunshine right now in 81, 82 in Indianapolis, 79 in Muncie, and 79 degrees in Richmond. We'll stick with temperatures upper 70s, low 80s. Skies will continue to clear. As they clear and the temperatures drop, all of the moisture from the rain last night condenses and forms a little bit of fog. So that's a weather issue for Friday at the bus stop. Morning temperatures in the mid 60s, some afternoon sun and 82.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Today's joint practice with the Atlanta Falcons was the final day of Colts training camp. And then Saturday, the Colts will host the Falcons in a preseason game over at Lucas Oil Stadium. Dominic Miranda joins us live tonight from Grand Park to tell us how the team is feeling before Saturday's game. Dom.
Yeah, hard to believe that training camp here at Grand Park is over, not only for this season, but moving forward. Kind of bittersweet. What a host Westfield has been for Colts training camp the past how many years. It's really impressive stuff. But Shane Steichen, Colts head coach, really pleased with this Colts offense, specifically the first and second teams, to end both joint practices yesterday and today against the Atlanta Falcons. Specifically here today, both teams able to find points in the last kind of 1 minute left to go in the game, move the ball down the field, try to get a field goal. Both teams successful. The first and second unit of this Colts offense successful in doing that. And, you know, just kind of 30,000-foot view here, big winner of training camp, that would have to be Daniel Jones. I mean, we aren't even talking about the Achilles injury he suffered in December, you know, to close last season. 9 months post Achilles tear, game one this year, and I don't think any of us are concerned about what he's doing and the way he's performing. Shane Steichen and Mo Alley Cox echoing that sentiment after practice.
It's really impressive. I mean, you know, you hear about these Achilles injuries and, you know, how long it takes some of these guys to get back, but, you know, it goes back to the work you put in into it, and he's put in tireless work to get back and be with his teammates, so very pleased with that.
Pass game was way more efficient, and I think that just came from just working with one quarterback all camp. Being with Daniel all camp, having your set starter and different things like that, I think that just helps the offense flow a lot better, whether as a flip-flopping quarterbacks, you get different cadence, and each quarterback does different things better and things like that. So I think just having that continuity and that consistency every day.
And this is coming off an Achilles tear. I mean, being year two in the playbook in Shane Steichen's offense is one thing. You expect improvement, but to be coming off that Achilles injury and to still look the part of QB1 and be performing the way he's performing this training camp. Really good stuff by Daniel Jones. Eli Gain and myself will break down training camp further tonight for you at 11. But for now, reporting live here at Grand Park, Dominic Miranda. We'll send it back to you, Scott.
All right, Dom, thanks. We'll see you at 11. Hoosiers are on a long road to recovery after those storms last week. Tonight, why one man is facing consequences for making this journey harder for others. Angela?
Scott, a little fog tomorrow morning. Otherwise, Friday at the State Fair, temperatures in the low 80s. I'll look ahead to the weekend in a few minutes.